Good day, everyone. My name is Nurul Shazana binti Sulaiman, and I will be presenting a poster presentation entitled The Barriers of Cross-Cultural Communication Between Malay and Chinese at the Workplace in Malaysia. So first, we will start with the abstract, which is a diversified workforce will create cross-cultural differences leading to cross-cultural communication. This research therefore aims to identify the issues of cross-cultural communication between Malay and Chinese at the workplace, specifically the different language use, cultural practices, and organizational levels by adopting a qualitative and quantitative research for both. So, from the abstract, we have concluded three main problem statements in this research, which is first, in cross-cultural communication, the medium of information transfer must be done effectively to avoid any conflicts from, for example, misinterpretation, miscommunication, and misunderstanding. Next, people at the workplace may experience communication problems because the message sent is not clear. And also, this study aims to identify the issues of cross-cultural communication between only both cultures in Malaysia, which are Chinese and Malay. Why Chinese and Malay? This is because we found out that there are actually lots of issues in the workplace setting between these two cultures. A lot of. And next, we move on to the research objective. First is to identify whether different languages, and then cultural practices, organizational levels might affect the communication between Malay and Chinese in workplace setting. And our last research objective is to discover the possible solutions to overcome the barriers of cross-cultural communication between Malay and Chinese at the workplace. Same goes to the research questions. Next, I will be explaining more on the literature review. A study by Montesino 2007 mentioned that the lack of understanding may happen because the people in Malaysia know so little about each other's background. This happens because we're not born in each other's culture, so we don't know the sensitivity of each of the cultures. So, from Noraini and al. In 2005, she claims that a lack of understanding in both Malay and Chinese language can cause misinterpretation and misconception. It's because we might have not understand some of the terms that they use in Chinese or in Chinglish, so it's different. It's hard. Same goes to Manglish. And a study by Isa Kawar in 2012, the study shows that the race that conquers the workplace will have the power in the chain of command. So this might not be fair to everyone since we are living in a multiracial country. We should be equal to everyone. So these other two literature review are focusing on the solutions that could curb this problem, which is Dowd et al. Reported that it is best to use only one language as a formal language in office setting, which is by using English language. And Mulyana and Zubair 2015 suggested that workers should be exposed to different languages to help them get to know and stimulate the respect between them and understand more culture, since it's actually easy for us since we are living in a multiracial country. So next, we are moving to our methodology, where all the articles that we have researched use survey questionnaire and interview questionnaire to understand more about the interviewees' answer, and also to dive deep into more of the topic between Malay and Chinese. And the candidates that they are asking are both Malay and Chinese only. So this does not apply to any other culture except Malay and Chinese. And the findings and the discussions that we have found in all of the articles, a total of more than 15 articles, are that the different languages did not significantly affect the communication between Malay and Chinese in this context where conflict should arise between the languages, but they didn't. And the cultural practices were less likely to affect any communication between Malay and Chinese, since they tend to not be judgmental of each other's cultural norms and avoid misunderstanding. And it was found that organizational levels did not affect the communication between Malay and Chinese, as they have actually placed a standard SOP in the office. So this study concurs that cross-cultural communication between Malay and Chinese at the workplace is possible if employees understand and respect each of the cultures. So the conclusion is, if working in teams or adapting to new cultures that fail, cross-cultural might be a disaster. So next is in managing workforce diversity, the management of the organizations need to be aware and to fully understand that other cultures as well, as it's easy because we are living, like I mentioned before, in a multiracial country. So further research can include more organizations from different industries to get to know more about the research to identify more so that we could use this study for a larger expand. And future researchers may want to identify whether employers and employees have different perception on workplace communication. That is all from me today. Thank you.